Hello, dear listener and viewer, and welcome to ABW Live, the original post-match show. Not the best, but we're the original, so we can take 50% of that claim. With me tonight for half an hour, it's the Femster. All right, mate, how you doing?
Good evening, Dani. How are you?
All I've had to eat today is 6 after 8s and some Tesco's Choco Pot Hops.
Yeah.
That's my diet.
Funny enough, I saw that when I went to Tesco's this afternoon. That exact same one, and I was like, okay.
Don't be fooled, people. Buy Tesco's own or whatever. They're half the price and they're just as good. Don't let your kids fool you because they want some useless little toy made in China that's full of lead paint. You don't want any of that. Look at the state of my hair, fam. There's you looking all coiffured and lovely. My one, you can actually see the hair on the top of my head. That's how bad it is. Jeez, I should. I've got my mirror ready to shave it. I might well do it because, quite frankly, I've had enough. I am actually officially Mike Feinberg's love child. Him and Andy had a child, and I am their creation. Should we stop talking nonsense and get on with the game because it wasn't that fantastic, was it? Right.
Well,
If we start with the first note, but lineups, full strength side. Are you surprised? And do you think Arteta is trying to win this game, get this game done after one game? Well, we know the answer to that now, don't we?
Yeah, I wasn't surprised. I think the Pepe one was a bit surprising because he has been in decent form recently, and I did think he was being rested for this game. But the other double take that I had to take just before the game started, I was thinking, is Holden really not playing? Because that's always a surprise nowadays if Rob Holden isn't playing. So we'll see about that. I don't think he had an eye on the Man City game at all. Let's be honest, he didn't have an eye on the next game, so he just went for the strongest team, and it seems to be the way that he manages. Once he finds a winning formula, he sticks with it until it's broken.
But would you have one eye on the Man City game, thinking they've won 18 games in a row and we're not going to win the league? Do you really care?
It's a tough one. I still don't. Obviously, I don't see us doing anything in the league, but I think the league form will be linked to our Europa League fortunes. As in, if we just give up the ghost in the league, we probably won't win the Europa League either, because your confidence can take a battering if you keep. So say like we start losing heavily to Man City and Leicester, it's going to do nothing for our confidence at all. Let's be honest. So you do. I mean, if I was in charge, I would still have a little eye on the next game, but this Thursday Sunday thing, I mean, it's quite a tricky one. I don't know many English teams in the Europa League that have done anything in a league, to be honest, that go deep into the Europa League. It's very, very rare, to be honest.
Yeah, Wolves nearly did, and then they're almost on the verge of bottom half of the table, and at some point this season they were looking absolutely awful. So yeah, I think the only teams to have ever done much recently is Man United. Won it a few years ago under Jose. We got to the final. Chelsea won it, I think. I don't remember that final. I think I managed to block that out. So right, let's move on. Anything else you want to say before I move on to some of the notes from during the game? Because I've only got 4 for the first half.
Is one of them offside?
They all might be offside, yeah. Right. 18th minute, Ceballos, who for me was my man of the match. Saka, he always gets man of the match, so I'm giving it to Ceballos, who was magnificent. Ceballos with a great ball down the right wing for Bellerin to run onto. My N key isn't working, so I put to Rowe too. Bellerin low crosses it in front of goal, and Saka almost takes a step back, knowing the pecking order of who scores goals at the Arsenal, and leaves it for Alba, who puts it slightly wide. That's madness. And there wasn't, I was saying to Femi before we start the show, there's hardly any photographers there, so there are no games. So people, I've been managed to get hold of shitty screen grabs. There you go, Fem, look at that. Bellerin on the right-hand side. He's put it through. You can see that Saka stops his run.
Perfect screen grab there.
That was from Twitter. I can't take the claim. The next ones, they're all mine. Yeah, but you can see there, people, and people not watching this, you can see that the ball is now at the feet of Aubameyang. And the next photo, which is another one with they've done it in portrait. You were an animal. Oh, Gunnar Chat did that. There you go. And then you can see the goalkeeper laying down as Aubameyang puts it, 2 foot wide? What was your thoughts when that was happening? Did you think, that's it, 1-0?
Basically, he thought the same thing. I think he was celebrating before he even hit his foot. I think he just took his eye off the ball for that split second, lost concentration, and that was enough for him to miss that. That was, do you know what it reminded me of, actually? It reminded me of the Olympiacos game last season when we let in the goal and we went straight down the other end, and he had a glorious chance to equalize and win the tie for us, and he put it wide. It kind of reminded me of that, but this was just much earlier, wasn't it? So it was just literally, he took his eye off the ball, to be honest. That's all we can say, really.
We've had a lot of that in recent games. We've had the one after 39 seconds where either him or Saka missed, and then the game before that, Lacazette missed one in the first minute. It's almost like they're not expecting to get the chances to score goals. It is quite weird.
Considering we don't make that many clear-cut chances usually, maybe you're right. Maybe they don't. They're not used to having this many. I'm sure we'll go through it, but we had a lot of either clear-cut chances or final balls that could have created clear-cut chances that we messed up on. So
I said in my preview that 4-1, I said we smash them, and we should have smashed them. We could have had 5 or 6 goals tonight. 26th minute, some great through balls from Odegaard, who was also really good in spells tonight, and Saka. Great through balls from Odegaard and Saka and Bellerin. I don't know why I put Bellerin. I was probably typing in a hurry. Down the right-hand side, Saka had a curling shot from the edge of the box, and the keeper saved it. Do you remember that bit? Because I don't.
Yeah, first shot on target I had down on my list. It was a comfortable save for the keeper. We were free. I don't know. It just looked like we could have scored at any point in the first half an hour, especially. It was just like we got comfortable and we were just free flowing, and it was just that final ball, final touch. Fullbacks were bombing forward, no trouble at the back, but we just weren't creating clear-cut chances apart from that one for Oba. So yeah, I did have that down as first shot of the night.
Bit of a shame. I'm just doing a little tweet there, which is you caught me by surprise. All right, if you've got any notes between my numbers, let me know. This next one for me is on the 39th minute. You got anything before that?
I just got offside in my notes. How many offsides?
Did you get a stamp with offside written and go bang, bang, bang?
Yeah, it was absolutely insane. Just the amount of, it was like every time we went forward, the main thing about this offside was the delaying of the too many touches on the ball. So when we have a player who's just ready to go through, they delay it for a split second offside. They delay it for another split second offside, or they play one too many passes than the player that's running in behind. So there was clearly a plan to run in behind on them, but the execution in terms of the sharpness and the quickness of the pass, it was a little bit lacking, and that's why we were caught offside so many times. And we couldn't have any complaints about any of the offsides. Typically, it wasn't like they were close. They were just definite offsides. I've never seen so many offsides in a game before, to be honest.
I think somebody put in the chat, Michael in Sweden put we had 10 offsides.
10 offsides, wow. There you go.
Crazy. And my next note is the penultimate one for the first half, 39th minute, more brilliant twisting and turning, passing from Odegaard. At times during the game, did you see similarities between Odegaard and Ozil, where it almost seems like they were thinking a couple of moves ahead and everybody else really wasn't on their level, because they were so much good stuff, and it almost looked like he was getting frustrated at points. Did you see that, or did I imagine it?
Yeah, I was watching the BT highlights, and Martin Keown was highlighting his movement in terms of he was always available in space. There was so much space for him in the middle, and he just wasn't getting the ball at all. He just was not receiving the passes. So it was in terms of similarity, I saw a lot of people, saying that, tweeting that. But for me, there was a couple of differences, which was I saw him put in a couple of slide tackles that he won the ball cleanly. That was one. And then I saw him the closing down as well is another thing, and the tracking back. I think those are two things that probably Mikel Arteta is looking for in a number 10 that he was kind of giving tonight. I thought he was absolutely excellent tonight. To be honest with you, he was, and you can see that as he gets more, how can I put it, match fitness, match sharpness. He hasn't played much this season. That he's going to be, some player, and the fact that he's already starting is quite a surprise to me, and the fact that we're already building around him is quite a surprise as well. But he just didn't receive the ball when he had spaces. As Paul Alves is saying, the passing was just too slow. Just get it to him, and you can see the magic when he has the ball at his feet. Like you're saying, that sort of number 10 look forward. He's always looking forward, looking to play the ball in behind. It's just perfect.
Would you agree that probably our two best players on the pitch tonight, creativity-wise, were the two Real Madrid boys, Ceballos and Odegaard? Because I thought they were fantastic. It just sometimes during that game, I thought, well, maybe we should buy Ceballos because they've said 23 million. And I think it depends on who he's playing with. And Xhaka was really doing a good job tonight, leaving it free for Ceballos to go and do what he does, to go and do everything on the pitch. The only thing Ceballos doesn't do for me enough is score enough goals. But he was getting, at one point in the second half, he slid in, got the ball, got up and ran off with it again. And sometimes during the game, he was doing. Well, let's finish off the first half because we're already talking about the second half. See, people, 12 minutes, we finished the first half. I don't remember this bit because I wasn't looking. 45th minute, Xhaka's brain fart, Ceballos saves us again. What happened?
Yeah, I just tweeted a Xhaka special. That's all I tweeted. This was a speciality of Granit Xhaka, especially under Emery. At least, and I used to make a note of it, and I used to call it the Xhaka special. At least one every single game, he would give the ball away and put us in deep trouble. This was just a crazy suicide pass, I would say. Just a pass right across the ball. Not a normal, hit it across the ground type pass. A pass that was floated for the opposition players to just come in and steal the ball. And to be fair, it was a good block that got him out of trouble. But yeah, he should buy whoever that was a drink tonight. To be fair, that bailed him out. Yeah, but yeah.
Right. I think that is the first half done. I'm going to go and have a look at my little photos and see if I've got anything. I've got some that I don't know where they're from. There you go. There's that one. I don't know what point of the game that was. Cedric. I was very impressed with Cedric again. Do you think that now that Tierney's back, that Cedric is going to go right back, or do you think that he's Arteta's going to keep his compatriot at right back?
It's funny, isn't it? When he came off, we seemed to lose something, didn't we? We lost. Yeah. I don't know if it's the way the game was going, but when he came off, we seemed to lose a bit of impetus. He's done really well at left back. Let's not make any. I mean, if you think about back to, I don't know, October times, people were saying, why did we sign Cedric? That's literally what everyone was saying. Why did we sign Cedric? What's the point of saying? It wasn't, to be honest, I don't know if I'll probably go back and look at my book at some point, but he wasn't even making the squad, the whole Premier League squad for most of the season. And, to come in and to start literally game after game after game, he's made one or two mistakes, but nothing glaring, to be honest. So, he can feel that he did a good job tonight, to be honest.
I think it was in that turning point of the season when Arteta decided, right, Smith Rowe, you're playing regularly, and Cedric is he's born in Germany. Did you know that?
Definitely did not know that.
Singen, Singen, but he's played 33 games for Portugal. Just going to go and have a look at his stats for this season. Right, so half time, I've put 49th minute, offside again. Great run from Saka, ESR offside. 51st minute, another great chance for Saka, scuffs it wide. He's allowed to make these mistakes, isn't he? I mean, he's barely out of nap. It's his 10th goal of the season. I don't want to spoilers anyone. He scores later in the game, but 10th goal in the season. Let's Go on.
That chance that he missed, I mean, his movement, his body shape, everything. I just saw Raheem Sterling. I don't know if it was just me, just the way he dummied the ball before he scuffed it wide. I just pictured Raheem Sterling all in a movement. You know, he's a very talented, very talented player, and just. I mean, if you're well, we get to the goal, but 10 goals in a season. I mean, when last did we have a midfielder wide player get that tally? It's been
that was always the thing, wasn't it? Last season and the season before, they were always going, entire midfielder scored 3 goals between them.
Yeah.
Looking back at Cedric, the first 18 games of the season, he played 1 5-minute bit against Southampton, and I think he came on. And then from the 19th game onwards, he's played 90, 90, 90, 65, 90, and we've only lost 2 of those games, both times by 1 goal, Villa and Wolves, which we should have. I say should have. Are we allowed to say we should have won both of those games? I think we were allowed to say that. It's not us being bitter. The penalty, 52nd minute penalty. Emile Smith-Rowe leans away and from the block, and it goes almost like it travels up his leg, up his body, and hits his arm, and then it goes off out of play. Do you think that was a penalty? Or do you think that was a little bit harsh?
Yeah, this is where this handball rule is so weird, because in the Premier League a couple of weeks ago, the Aston Villa player literally blocked the ball from going into the net, and they took about 2 minutes to look at this, and they said, "Oh well, the ball came off, like brushed his thigh, and hit his hand." It literally just brushed his thigh, hit his hand, so it's not a handball. And then you see something like this. First of all, like, our part in this was pretty poor, to be honest. Giving away the corner, first of all, was needless. We had control of the ball. Emile Smith-Rowe probably would be disappointed that he gave away the corner. And then from the corner, we just fell right asleep on the short corner. Like, I mean, you could see what the routine that they were trying to do, but they caught us napping on that short corner. That was Smith-Rowe and I think Cedric, if I'm not mistaken, just fell asleep. But I don't know. He turned away from it again. That's another mistake. But for me, I thought it hit his chest and went onto his arm. But it was always going to be given, to be honest, especially when you're playing in Europe with the handball rule the way it is. You're always going to give away a penalty for that. But we made a lot of mistakes leading up to that penalty.
Yes, I'm just seeing if anyone's put anything in arch angle. Arch. Which one is it? Archangel. Yeah, not arch angle. God, I'm terrible with words. Nailed on penalty. There's someone. Jashar says, "Evening, fellas. Big up yourselves. Thank you very much. I am big, and I'm up. So you are completely correct." Matt Roberts, offside and wide was the name of the game. Oh, that's just other stuff. Here you go. Question from Sai. Sai Andresh, he's a bit of a cheeky monkey. He always comes in with these little things. He says, should Arteta be fined each time he brings on Willian?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really. I don't know. I don't really want to talk about that topic anyway. It's just. I think it's becoming like a. This is now a Arteta versus the fans things with this Willian thing. I think if you're like being honest, I don't want to go into it too much, but if you're being honest, you've got a player that's on a certain amount of money and on a long contract. You cannot just bin him off, can you? Let's be honest. You can't just say, "Oh well, there's no what is it, Carabao Cup games to play him. There's no, FA Cup. He has to play at some point. You can't just write off that much money. Unfortunately, it's just the way football is. It's a business at the end of the day as well."
Sadly true. David Keefe is asking about the Odegaard pass to Saka. We talked about that. That was. It was almost in slow motion. It was Matrix-esque. That's fantastic. Rudy's here. Rudy has got a quote from us. Saka, we had a lot of chances. We're frustrated and we felt like we dominated the whole game. They got a lucky penalty and I thought we could have gone on to win it. Well, coming from Saka, that's a bit cheeky, because if you'd have taken a little bit more time, and you could have had a hat-trick tonight because they were rubbish. Does it give you plenty of confidence for the second away leg where we should smash them, because we know what their game is now? We know that the number of times... I'm always amazed with Saka how often he and Tierney, they'll run down those wings and every time they'll turn their man and cut inside. It's like they've never watched Arsenal play before. It's just... They're so good, and having Tierney back, that just warmed the cockles of my heart. Every time someone went near him, went, no, please don't touch him.
It's quite weird, isn't it? Last week we were worried that his leg had fallen off, because all they kept saying was he's got a lower leg injury. We don't know what the problem is, and then today he's just sprung back to life and back on the pitch. I don't know. We had a lot of chances. I think it's quite a weird one because. We should have won that, Oba should have had a hat-trick, if we're being honest with ourselves. Yeah. He should have had another hat-trick tonight. He had a hat-trick of misses, to be honest with you, like clear-cut misses, dragging it wide, things that he would usually just put away. And I think also, if you look at when you're talking about, when Saka's talking about missing a lot of chances and for the second leg, we have to be very careful. Because we're not playing the second leg at home at the end of the day.
Do you know where it is yet?
It's in Athens, in Greece.
I thought that may have been called off because they're under 6 feet of snow, or they're now added to the death list or whatever. No. I think they worked something out. But yeah, we're not exactly playing a home leg. So the only difference is the away goals count. So if we let in an early goal, we're up against it, to be honest. So it's about playing exactly the same. If you play the same again next week, you're gonna beat these. To be honest with you, you're gonna win. You're not gonna miss that many chances again. Let's put it like that. Well, it's like most things in life. If you do something straight after doing it the first time, then whatever it is, you tend to go, oh, well, I'll remember my mistakes from that. That's the good thing about playing in Europe and only having the games. Is it the week after next, or is it next week? I'm never sure.
Next week, straight away. We're back in. Yeah.
I wasn't sure if they're doing. I'm not sure if they're doing what the Champions League do, where you play every other week.
No.
David O, what do you think? Who do you think this result benefits the most, Arsenal or Benfica?
I think Benfica will be the happier of the two teams tonight because they got absolutely roasted tonight. Everything that they did just played into our hands. So it's just a perfect result for them not losing the game, because they should have lost minimum 3-1 tonight. Let's reverse the game. If Arsenal played like Benfica played, would you have been happy if they gave up that many chances? We would be screaming and tearing our whatever's left of our hair out, Dani.
That's very true, and that's no good for anybody. It's not doing anyone any favours for that with us. Right. Got a question here for Arjit. Are you laying in bed when you took that photo? That looks like you've got a pillow behind you. He's having a lazy afternoon, having a photo. It's nice of you to join us. Oh, Carlito is here. Surprised there was no rotation in the second game in 5 days. Yeah, did you expect a little bit of rotation? Because I did.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like I said, I think once he finds a winning formula, I think we definitely have to look at the minutes Smith Rowe and Saka are getting at some point. Yeah, we just have to be honest. It's just...
But he can't do full strength v Leeds, full strength today, full strength v City, full strength next week, and then again v Leicester. You can't do 6 games like that, can you? Sooner or later, so what do you think is going to happen?
I think Smith Rowe will get a rest. I think Tierney will come in on Sunday, and I guarantee you there will not be many changes apart from that. I can't see. Maybe Holding will come in, but then I don't know. It depends what you think you're going to get from the City game. If you're going into the game just thinking damage limitation, then I don't know. Then yeah. I don't know if I'd play Holding against those quick City players because he does struggle against that. So let's see. I think he'll keep the back 4 the same, but bring Tierney in, and then yeah, we'll see.
Rudy's just saying that Dani was our best player tonight, and Odegaard faded. Yeah, he did look a little bit faded. Talking about players faded, Smith Rowe, he really didn't look on it all night, did he? And when he brought on Tierney, he kind of drudged into them or walked into the middle of the field and was trying to play there a little bit. But things like that is what makes people angry with Arteta. Smith Rowe should have come off. Maybe even at half time, you could see that the poor kid has played so much football. You've gone playing no first team football for ages, and you come in and you're playing nearly every single game since the Chelsea game. That's gonna annoy people, isn't it?
Yeah, we just have to watch the minutes that they're getting. But at the end of the day, they get all the data of, they can probably monitor how many. They monitor everything with these players, how many sprints they make, how their sprints go down in the game. But that's a wider topic, isn't it, for the Arteta substitutions and the timings of them. I thought that the timings of the substitutions today were absolutely terrible. They just
too late for the first one.
Yeah, they were way
pointless
too
for
late.
The last two.
Yeah, they were way too late, and the subs just killed the momentum of the game. If we're being honest. It's not that he even. Usually he brings on the wrong players, but today I thought the timing of the subs were not especially very good.
Look at Archangel's put. Luckily he rested Pepe and Martinelli against Leeds, so they could get 20 minutes in this game. Rudy's come up with another quote. I feel like I'm improving every game. This is Saka. I'm listening to the coach and the experience around me. I'm happy with the goal. It was a good finish.
19 years old. He's 19 and he's getting better every game. So the goal was we haven't even spoken about the goal. It was
I've been
special pass by
just move on to it.
No, it's a special 56. Pass
by
by Odegaard, wasn't it? In behind to Cedric. Oh, it was Odegaard. It was
I put magnificent long ball down to Cedric, who pinpoint crossed it through a few Benfica players for Saka to score. Great goal. Don't know who did the initial pass. So there you go.
It was Odegaard played it in behind. That's an Ozil pass, isn't it? Right onto the runner's feet, right to where he's running. Absolutely pinpoint. All the runner had to do was just one touch into the box and a one-touch finish. That is a Man City goal, if you ever see one. That's the types of goals that Raheem Sterling just lives on against us, especially where you just see him running from the other side and tapping the ball into the back of the net. So, shout out to Martin Odegaard for the pass. It's brilliant.
He is magnificent, and I think at first some people might have thought that he isn't going to. That it might take him longer than it has to get in because he had a couple of games as sub, and then when the game he started, he wasn't fantastic. But tonight, it really has shown what he's capable of. Rudy's put Arsenal have lost 7 of the last 8 home games in the first knockout rounds of the last 8 of European seasons. Nothing to be worried.
Well, I was going to say that's Champions League, but we've been out of the Champions League for a while, so that is a bit. Losing to who did we? Who's that random one that we lost? Östersund, whatever they were called.
We lost at home.
Yeah, we lost at home.
It?
Yeah. Lost that. We lost to Olympiacos.
But we had already qualified by then, and so it was a bit of a dead rubber.
Yeah.
Oh, we got another quote from Rudy from Aubameyang. We deserve better, and I should have scored a couple of goals today, but still 1 game to go. We keep going. Well done, Bukayo. Excellent.
He should have scored. He should have scored more than one. Definitely the 2 that he had. That's should be putting that away. Let's hope we don't regret that. To be honest, someone said that his head dropped and he was useless after that. I don't know if he was useless per se. I think I would have taken him off earlier than we did because he didn't look as sharp as he usually does, but he's just come back. He's played a lot of games.
Yes, I agree. We've got 11 people watching on Twitch. If you are on Twitch, give us a little wave. We'll highlight your message. And if you have Amazon Prime, don't donate us any money. We don't want that. Life is hard enough as it is. But that Amazon Prime, if you don't give it away, at the end of the month, it goes away. and then you get another one, and then you can waste that as well. So if anybody can, then that's lovely. Actually, I should go and check our feed and see if anybody has done one, because oh yes, someone has. Jester Shepherd has subscribed for 9 months in a row. I don't know who you are, but thank you very much. If you're in the chat, say hello. Nishan is giving us the middle finger and a laughing face. What are you eating there, Nishan? Oh, God, don't. I've already said what I've had to eat today. Very little. Right, let's move on, because I'm waffling again. You need to keep on me. If I start waffling, shout at me. Right, 63rd minute. Tierney on for Cedric. ESR gone into the middle, and Tierney playing further up on the left. Anything to say about that?
No. It's good to see Tierney back. We're going to need him. Let's try and manage his minutes now, not just. I think now that you've got an option with Cedric, let's try and manage between the three of them. I mean, we've only got 3 fullbacks now, to be fair. Between the three of them, yeah, just try and rotate them in and out. We don't need to keep flogging our players with minutes, to be honest. We need to just watch how many games they're playing, and then considering that in a few weeks, Tierney's going off with Scotland, where I'm sure he'll be playing 90 minutes no matter what, because he always does. So we've got to start watching that. You've got Cedric, who's not really in an international squad, and you've got Hector, who's in and out of the Spain squad, so they'll get rest that week. So got to manage his minutes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What do you think about the ref tonight? I've got a picture here for people listening at home and on the bus and on the toilet or in the shower. It's when the referee was waiting for the VAR to come and say whether the Saka goal was offside or not. He stood there quietly, a Turkish bloke, lovely shaven head. That's a lesson to us all. And Aubameyang just waited there patiently. I thought the referee had quite a good game, apart from maybe the giving the penalty against Smith Rowe. Apart from that, I thought he had a really good game, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, there was nothing. There was nothing that I could complain about. I mean, there was a couple of fouls that I thought weren't fouls, in the middle of the park, though. So you can't really say much about that,
didn't he? And he got away with it.
I was lucky that he didn't get a yellow card with one. Yeah, you're right. So he should go and give the ref one of those little high fives at the end of the game.
Cheers, boss. Right, 66, another good chance for Aubameyang. 68, Ceballos tracking back, slid in, got the ball, got up, passed it away. He has been brilliant tonight. Anything on those? Oh, and 74, another chance for Aubameyang. So there you go. There was 2 chances in 8 minutes for him.
And then he went off straight after that, to be fair. I thought, that chance. After that, I said, just take him off. It's just not going to be his night. You just know sometimes when it's not a player's night.
And that's the chance. That was... Mate, look at his balance was off, isn't he? He's got a bloke pulling his right arm, for people not looking at the picture. His left leg looks like he looks like he's doing a hop, skip and a jump. His left leg's out at an angle and his foot's twisted. He's in the air, and if both feet off the floor and the other bloke's touching him, that is going to affect your centre of balance and your ability to place the ball where you want. If that right foot would have been planted, maybe he'd have had a better chance. But that bloke coming in from the right, number 4, he wasn't going to let him do anything, was he?
No, not at all.
Next point is Pepe on for Aubameyang, Martinelli on for Smith Rowe. I've done another screen grab for that one. There we go. Pepe when he was warming up, Pepe had his head down. I thought, not a head down game from Pepe. But then he lifted his head up and he looked quite up for it. But Martinelli has now played 7 games and not scored a single goal this season. I think he's only had 1 start. But are you beginning to worry about Martinelli, about the number of minutes he's not been getting, and when he does get them, he's not the same, having the same chances he did last season, is he?
Yes, I'm very worried. I'm not happy with the amount of minutes he's not getting. I said this when Willian came on against Leeds. I thought that's a perfect game for him to play, and obviously he's come back from injury. He needs minutes to get back to where he was. I'm not worried about him, the player. I'm just worried about the amount of game time that he's getting. And I just keep looking at so many players in our squad, and I'm thinking the game time is not there for them at all. I can't remember the last time Eddie played. Reece Nelson, even when we've got how many do we have on the bench today? More than 9 or 9? More than that, I don't
Everybody.
know. Yeah,
I
and
think
he's still
Martin
going to
Keown's on the bench as well. So
yeah,
many.
and he's still going to get on the bench. So that says a lot, doesn't it?
It's a shame. I really do like Nelson. He's brilliant.
Yeah. So where you've got now, and that's considering how many players we let at least 4, if not 5. No, yeah, 5 go in January as well. So that shows the task of balancing this squad is going to be. So we have to get Martinelli the minutes because you have to see him as the future. I don't want to be thinking about selling Martinelli next season or anything like that. So we need to get him the minutes to build back up his confidence, really.
Quote from Rudy on Arteta on whether this is a missed opportunity for Arsenal. Arteta said, "I think we were very dominant. We created some big chances, and in Europe, when you have that away from home, you have to be more ruthless." Agreed completely.
We won't. I'll be honest with you. We will not play an easier away game.
They are rubbish.
than we played tonight. I mean, they let us. Not only did they let us have the ball, they let us have so much space in behind if we could get the passes right. You're not going to get many teams that are going to let you have that. Although saying that, I'm looking at the other results tonight. There was tons of away goals, wasn't there?
About 60 goals in all games. And Rangers But the Rangers win 4-3 in the last minute of a penalty.
Did they win? I saw it was 3-3. So that means teams are giving up chances in that case. But obviously, it's going to get tighter the longer I mean, let's just try and get through the tie. That's my thing. However you go through, just make sure you go through. Don't slip up in the next leg and regret all these chances that you missed tonight.
Okay, right. The next one is Tierney and Pepe working well down the left. Pepe almost kept it in. That was, I think, that would have been another really good chance. But you could see Pepe he maybe wasn't warmed up, wasn't ready, whatever it was. He ran down to the touchline after some great work by Martinelli Tierney yet again, and then it was maybe half a second out of keeping it in and then crossing it into the box. Was anybody waiting there? I can't remember.
No, I just saw him run the ball out and thought at that point I was like, okay, this game is just they weren't doing anything at this point, so it was just petering out, and you just knew it was going to be a draw by that point, to be honest.
And there you go, people. That was the game. There was Willian came on in the very last, he got about, for this 4 minutes of extra time, injury time. And so he got about 5 minutes. Wasn't enough time for him to do nothing, but he did look energetic when he ran on. He ran on and then ran up to somebody and looked like a small kid running up to an ice cream van. You are.
Yeah. Elneny came on as well. So a nice little appearance bonus for the two of them.
Yes, I've seen if not seen if anyone's put anything in there worth. Here we go. Formerly knows Arteta has learnt the art of substitutions from Arsenal. That's just wasted a little bit of time.
68 to 70 minutes.
That was the magic moments, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah.
We've been going 38 minutes. Is one of the quickest ones of the season. Your overall thoughts on the game and what you think the return leg is going to be?
Overall thoughts, let's not regret anything that happened tonight. It's good to have a European away performance that we were completely comfortable, completely dominant. So let's just hope that we don't regret the missed chances and just put them to bed in the second leg. I can't see them improving anymore, but it's still that thing of it not being at our home ground still kind of worries me. It's always in the back of my mind that it's not really a home tie at the end of the day, is it? It's only home tie because of the away goals. We're playing in a stadium that's foreign to us, a stadium that we've done well and badly in, to be honest, the Olympiacos. I don't know if it's a new stadium, but if it's the same one, we played in the Champions League there every single year. We played Olympiacos. I mean, it was always the dead rubber game that Wenger would rest all the players and would lose the game.
If you're ever in a pub and you see some bloke come up to you and say, I used to play for the Arsenal, you automatically assume if you played one game, was it Olympiacos away, was it? Because there must be about 50 players that are...
I really wonder how they came to the decision to play in that stadium in Greece. I'd love to know how randomly they picked.
You're asking for logic there from UEFA. I don't think you'll find any logic in UEFA. Much like asking the FA for any kind of logical decisions, there are none. Right. Yeah. So confident for the second leg. I am. I think we'll learn from the lessons from this and smash them. Maybe 4-0. They were lucky to get a penalty. I'm saying 4-0 second leg.
Yeah. I mean, let's see. I'd probably maybe think about playing holding because their only threat was from set pieces. And he's quite good. Yeah, he's quite good in the air. So I'd probably find a way to get him in the team for the next leg.
Lovely. Right. Thank you very much to everybody in the chat box for joining us today. You have all been spectacular. Every single one of you, apart from Mr. Waffles, who's been a cheeky monkey. And I think he might be joining us for one of the preview shows. So if you'd like to be involved in that and you think you've got what it takes and you're not sat on the bus on the phone, and you've actually got a headset and maybe a webcam. But there again, Richard does all of his on his phone, and his quality are perfect. So maybe I shouldn't be phonist. Maybe I should say to do whatever you want. Anyway, let us know. We might get you on. It's only 15 minutes. You don't have to be any good. I mean, we let Chris on, and he's no good. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. And thank you very much to you, Femi, for coming and joining us. It's been a while since you've been on. But normally we do the shows. You've got the little ones running around causing chaos, and
you don't want to hear that. This school stuff. When they go back to school, life will be easier.
Yeah, hopefully only another few weeks. Same with Richard. If you're wondering where Richard has been, he's got a couple of little ones as well. So look, here he is, Mr. Holofrond. If just go on the YouTube and look for LWO Radio. LWO Radio. You'll see Jeff doing magic. He's magical. Miss you, Jeff. I say that. I was talking to him on WhatsApp today and yesterday and the day before. What better way to end the show than formally Noza? Carpenter out. I think Carpenter is out. I've not. Have you seen him in the chat ever recently? I think he's gone full Bermuda Triangle, and I don't just mean the song. Anyway, I'm waffling, Femi. Say good night to the listeners.
Good night. All. Take care.
See you later.